So the reading is from the Bible, from the book of Luke, chapter 19, verses 1 to 10. Then Jesus entered and passed through Jericho. Now behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, who was a chief tax collector, and he was rich. And he sought to see who Jesus was, but could not because of the crowd, and he was of a short stature. So he ran ahead and climbed up a sycamore tree to see him, for he was.
And when Jesus came to the place, he looked up and saw him, and said to him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must stay at your house. So he made haste and came down, and received him joyfully. But when they saw it, they all complained, saying, He has gone to be a guest with a man who is a sinner. Then Zacchaeus stood and said to the Lord, Look, Lord, I give half of my goods to the poor, and if I have taken anything from anyone by false accusation, I restore fourfold. And Jesus said to him, Today salvation has come to this house, because he also is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost.
All right. Thank you, Mum, for starting the reading, and thank you, Uncle Taysan, for helping her to finish it. And so now, without any further delay, I'd like to welcome up Uncle Malumba to give the sermon, which is titled The Physical Eyes and the Eyes of the Heart. So please, everyone, give him a warm welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's as Auntie Naomi was saying, so joyful to see everyone around. And last time we were in a meeting at place of work, another lady said the same thing. She said after the confinement, she was just happy to go in the street and see people, just to see people around. She was very, very happy. But before we start, may I just want to pray with me? Heavenly Father, I don't deserve to stand here, but please use me as your mouth today. Thank you so much for allowing all the brothers and sisters to meet together, Father. It's so joyful. Allow that the word which will come out of my mouth can express your will. I pray this with gratitude in my name. Go and tell some more family, Settlers family, Arjun. So my sermon today is the eyes of the head, which is physical eyes, and the eyes of heart. Yeah, when we look around, when we see things, we can look at one thing and see it differently. Last time in my home, I put some sponge around the washing machine, to prevent the machine moving around when it's spinning. But when my son came and see, he said, "Oh, Daddy, what a great piece of engineering. When did you put this? Huh? Wow, very good soundproof." I didn't think like that, actually. I didn't see it that way. For me, it was to prevent the machine moving. But for my son, it was really great piece of engineering. I take credit of it, of course. Yeah, and when I was young in Catholic Church, we used to learn what they call the mystical of trees, of many different things. We learned once what they call the mystical of banana trees. Banana trees. And if you see a banana trees, they are quite soft. And they always stick together. They grow up together. You've seen banana trees? Some of you here didn't see them. Yeah. And they always grow up together and they stick together. They're soft. But there is a big lesson, a mystical aspect on those banana trees. One of the aspects of it is a banana tree is symbol of the strength of unity. It symbolizes the force of unity. A banana tree is soft. If you go with a machete and strike the banana trees, one strike enough to cut it. But what happened, most of the time the banana tree didn't fall and it leaned on the others. And it leaned on the others and still there and start to grow and regrow and gain the strength and gain life. That's the important aspect of banana trees. So to tell you that when you see something, we can see it differently. When you talk about banana trees, nobody can even think about that. We see it external, we just see a bunch of trees, soft trees in fact. But when you look the deep inside of it, you can see that aspect, that mystical aspect. So I use that illustration to explain what mean the physical eyes and the spiritual eyes. Physical eyes, it means when you look at somebody, we can always just see the external appearance of the person, how he looks, who he is, how tall, how short, how big, whatever, which color, which race he is. And sometimes you may even see the external, you start even to judge the external persons. Oh, he's so strong, he's so arrogant, he's so this, he's so that, and that, and that. But the spiritual eyes is the internal eyes. When you look, somebody, you don't look for whom the person look like, but you see deep down the persons. A while ago, when I was in my country, we had this American missionary, Gregory Novalis. He went once to attend the ICUS conference in the States. And then when he was there, he stayed in a very posh, beautiful hotel, 5-star hotel, of course. But he told us that when I was there, my heart was in my room, because that time he was sharing a room in the center. He had the 2 children that time, a girl and a boy. And the girl used to wee at night, and then there was a smell of wee in the house, in the room. But Gregory, when he come back, he say, you know, when I was there in that beautiful 5-star hotel, my heart was in my room. Of course, it smells, whatever. It's small, but there's the heart of my family. For him, the room to him was like a palace. He was seeing it as a palace. But he was seeing that room with the heart of, the eye of heart. For him, the room was it was like a small palace. You know, all of us who are parents, we always look at our children differently. When you look at your child, you can just see the beauty of the child. You see that, especially if somebody praise your child, it makes you feel different. I remember when my children were small, when you used to go in the train with the children, that's the time you see people admiring the children, which was very, very good. Any parent have experienced that. When you're with the small children in the train, people look at them, oh, so nice, so this, so that. And you feel very, very, very good. You feel happy. And you feel the opposite, of course, if somebody come and criticize your child. You say, look at this child, he's so naughty. What will you feel? As a parent, what are you going to feel? Definitely, you won't be impressed with that person at all. But when you say, oh, so cute, oh, so nice. Oh, yeah, you feel nice. I was going one time with another sister, and then with his son, and we were walking together, and the son was speaking to his friend who's from America, and the sister was just admiring his son, telling me, can you see? He can speak in American English. Wow, look the jacket he's wearing. I mean, all the conversation was just admiring about my son. Oh, he is this, he's doing that, he's that. And then it was very, very, very interesting. My job, the job which I do, I teach. And in my company, we do different kind of provisions. We do academic provisions, we teach, like in school and everything. But we also do some teaching with, we specialize also in other type of teaching, like you can teach children with age behavior problems, and also some learning difficulties. We do that sometimes. And this year I was assigned with another child who had learning difficulties, problems, and he was the only child in the family. But I felt God sent me to that child. He's a big boy, of course, but I have to teach him. And it was not that easy because I have to design different, okay, when you go in academic situation, everything is structured for you. You have the key stage 1, key stage 2, key stage 3, 4, and 5. And if you need material for this person, you can, if you're teaching math, you can go to the book of math, key stage 3, you start to teach, and the section is there for you. But when it comes to that type of children, we don't have that kind of resources. So every time you have to create, you have to try to create your own way and the method and the resources. You have to dose the level of the child. So I've been doing that. I try to help the child with maths, English, and life skills and whatever. And then I added up also some certain things like I try to teach. I don't know how to play piano, of course, but I learned few notes in the keyboard, like happy birthday to you, oh Lord my God, all these things. So I started to teach the boy, and the boy was very, very inspiring. He was learning all these things. But I tell you, went very well with the parents. They really loved it. And then, not only the parent, even other members of the family, the grandparents, they all appreciate that, actually. Last time, the mom made a beautiful cake for me, and he brought it to express their appreciation and heart behind that. Because at the end of the academic year, I managed, of course not with my strength, I think God also helped to raise the child to the standard of functional skills. So the boy was able, he could even do like adding 2 or 3 digits with regrouping, all these kind of things. He was doing that. And then that was quite impressive. At the end, in fact, the child was offered a place at the college. The children, the parents, they really, really insisted if I could stay with and continue with the child to the next level. So it's just to tell you how it's important to touch. When you touch a child like that, you touch straight away the heart of parents. So it's a secret. If you want to win somebody's heart, what you have to do, just embrace, deal, love his children. You will really impress that person. You know, each of us, we are all God's children. We are all created by God's image. Maybe you don't realize how important is the image. You see, like a few years back, Toyota company recalled all the Toyota, I don't know, Prius, or one of the Toyota, they recall it back because it had some fault on it. They recall it everywhere around the world. Why? Because it has fault and they want to repair it. And why they have to spend so billions of money just to repair that fault? Do you know why? The reputation, the image is very, very important because you can't buy image. So Toyota wanted rather spend billions of dollars to repair that mistakes, to maintain and preserve the reputation, preserve the image, than keeping the money. So each of us, wherever you are, whoever you are, we are all child of God. When God put the stamp, you know, when they finish creating a product, what the company does, the stamp, and they provide a manual. They tell you, okay, we can guarantee that this product is going to do like this, like that, like that. And we've tested it conform. So if you have any problems, if there's a fault, what you have to do, send it back. We will repair it to our expenses. You understand? Why they do like that? Because they know when they certify that this is very good, they're very the same. When God created each of us to his image, the Bible says, at the end, it's stamped. Because if you read in the Bible says, after God created, you see that it was good. It was good. That means God certified that each of us here was a finished product and very important at God's image and send it. That means regardless of what you do, of who you are, you have to know one thing which is very important. You are a child of God. So if you want to touch God's heart, what you have to do, same as I did with that student of mine, if you want to touch God's heart, touch your children, love people, embrace people, help people, save life of people. If you do so, you go straight away to the God's heart. The fallen, in the principle, we learned that after the fall, unfortunately, our image was tarnished. And it became mixed up with the fallen nature. And the 4 aspects of fallen nature, we know it. The first aspect of fallen nature is not loving others as God loves. Because of the fall, when the archangel went to approach Eve, he was jealous of Eve. He didn't see Eve and Adam with the same God view. He seduced them and deviated them. As a result, that's why we are today, because of that. The result of the first aspect of that fallen aspect is like selfishness, for instance, the jealousy, the loss of identity. Today we can't value ourselves. We can't realize it. That's the first aspect of the fallen nature. The jealousy, we don't like the success of other person. That's the aspect of fallen nature. And because of that kind of fallen nature, today what happened is, when you look around, you see somebody, we always have tendency to see the nature of that person. Wow. This person is like this. That we see the person, we see the situation with the eyes of the head, eye of heart. And that time we don't look from it internally. There is a Joyce Meyer, many of you know her, and she's a very famous evangelist. One time she was preaching, she gave an example. She said, she doesn't like, one day she was with her friend who was also a minister. They came across this woman who had this hair, pink hair, blue hair, and strange, whatever. And Joyce Meyer didn't want to stand. He doesn't like this kind of person. But when they were there, his friend went around and approached the woman and said, wow, I like that hair. And Joyce Meyer, of course, inside he was saying, oh no, you are not. You don't. And the woman said, oh, yeah, really? Yeah, I like special. Everything the woman was saying, Joyce Meyer was saying, I don't think so. That's not true. She was reacting. Inside, of course, she was reacting so strongly. But she was so impressed to see that woman open up. She was so happy. She smiled, and they started to talk with the friend. And at the end, what happened is that friend of Joyce Meyer led the woman to believe to Christ. Do you understand? To Christ. He led and prayed for her, and the woman accepted Jesus. He started to come. Joyce Meyer was so repentant at the end. She said, oh my God, she felt so bad. She said, I was just judging the woman. I was judging the woman, but actually I didn't see the value of this woman. In looking at the woman externally, I create already a barrier, a fence. I don't want to go to this. Led her to believe. That's why you see in today's reading, in the Bible today, Jesus was talking about Zacchaeus. I'm sorry, my pronunciation sometimes can be mixed of French and everything. When Jesus went to visit the city, there was this Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was actually a tax collector. And those kind of things, in Palestine, a tax collector didn't have good reputation because he's a Jew, but working for the Romans. And people didn't like him. He was considered like a traitor, a dodgy, that kind of person you don't want to involve with. But when Jesus arrived there, because Zacchaeus was a very short person, he could not see the crowd, and he could not see Jesus because of the crowd. So what he did, he went on the trees and then stood there and tried to see. And he was trying to have a close view and to see who Jesus was. And Jesus turned to him and said, come down. Today I'm going to sleep in your home. The disciples, they were so shocked. What? This kind of man? A sinner? How can Jesus cannot notice? He cannot, But Jesus knew. He catch the vibe. He could understand the feeling of the people. He told them, I didn't come for those who are saved. I came for those who are sick. I came for those who are really sick. So that was a big lesson. There are another stories, folklore story, of course, which talk about in this village, there was this child. The dad told him not to go out, and then he didn't listen, he disobeyed. And when he went out, and there was this big snake came and then linked him. So, of course, the snake didn't kill him, but he was around. And now when the dad and mom came, they panicked. They were so angry because the child didn't listen to them. So in that kind of situation, what do you think the parent could do? blame the child and scold the child. Why didn't listen? What do you think they did? No, the first thing was try first to free the child from the snake. Try to get the snake away. Then after, you can scold the child. But if you go there, you want to kill the snake, what will happen? Oh, you start to blame the child or punish the child. Yeah, that's the same situation. So if in our life we shift also our view of others, we look at others with parental view, parental heart, the high of, we can see that difference. Instead of judging someone, we can look at that person as a child of God. We can help the person, try to free the person, try to help the persons. I tell you, especially this period of lockdown, you don't know what people went through. People went through a lot. In fact, in education, in the training we do, we're told that right now there's a potential for the child, 1 in 4 young people may develop even mental problems. This is how serious it is. So people went through a lot. So what do you have to do? From now, we have to shift our view. Try to shift our view, the way we see other people, even the way we see ourselves. Yeah? We have, I don't like standing here to give sermon, to be honest. I like when I'm walking in front line, then I can be inspired to give sermons. But recently, I was not that kind of thing. But when I receive a phone call from Mitty, it means one thing. When just Mitty call, hi, you brother, I know already what she's up to. Yeah? When I receive phone calls, I say, oh my God, not again. But I know one thing, God always, I know how God works in my life. Whatever situation, God is always there. When I see like that, no matter what situation, I know God is pointing out at me. Sometimes God wants to pull me out or He wants to push me around. So I understood. So I just, okay. And then, try to do. So, my dear brothers and sisters, we have to know this. Think about it. It's so good to make somebody happy. Like the experience of those parents, it was incredible, touching the heart of their child. It was something good. I feel myself a sense of achievement. But the same thing, if you touch the heart of one person, remember you're touching the heart of God. That's why Jesus was saying, you will come one time and say, Lord, 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 I will tell you, go away. But I come to you, I wanted food, you didn't give to me. I needed help, you didn't help me. And you wonder, when did I saw you? But actually, each person represent God. And then each person is a child of God. And then we have to change and shift our way of seeing others and the way we see ourselves. Thank you so much. That was my message today.